Right, lovely people, let's get straight back into it with the second video link from, I think I just I did paste it, from Sid Kenton, and please, dear God, be something good. I'm sure you guys just hunt out the worst of the worst for me. What monstrosity are we going to get this time?
Okay, so I've got my world.
You've got your very, very orangey coloured rigger pouches. That's what you've got. Have I seen this video before? I don't know. Well, let's see if we can work out if we have seen it.
no2 Normandy paratrooper field gear laid out here. This is what your typical paratrooper would have had on.
Yeah, all right, I'll go with that. Yeah, I mean, as items, absolutely. Yep, e-tool, Carlisle pouch, water bottle, or canteen, whatever you want to call it. Bayonet, most people seem to miss the bayonet off. Rigger pouches over a 1923 cartridge belt, rifle, bullet belt, whatever you want to call the damn thing. See, people seem to give it a 1,001 different names. Musette, suspenders, parachute first aid patch. A patch? Jesus, McKay, get a grip. Pouch, packet, whatever. Helmet. Sorry, my phone's there and I can see messages. Helmet with net, with scrim. M1 rifle. M1. I like to say M1 Garand just because people go, oh, you can't call it a Garand, it's a 3006. Yeah, whatever. It's a Garand. Yeah, it's just, you know, the riggers are maybe a little bit neon yellow approaching.
For D-Day, plus about a month.
What the fuck is that? I mean, bizarre picture to use as a reference where the guy, oh my God, what a picture to use as a reference. The more you look at it, the more you see. So we've got a pistol mag pouch on the suspenders, M1 ammo pouches on the belt, a lot of course the obligatory shoulder holster with 1911, M1 carbine with no scabbard, yeah, a wrist compass, of course, on the pocket, you know, because that's where they go, hence the name being wrist compass. He's probably 101st because he's got an 82nd flag on his shoulder. Yeah, that's not the sort of picture I'd be using as a reference point to prove any sort of point other than this guy clearly hasn't got a fucking clue what he's doing. But hey ho, moving on.
So, obviously, an M1 Grand.
Good lad.
Over here, I've got my 502nd
502!
M2 helmet.
Nice. Yeah, nice looking lid.
Looks brand new.
Good.
Haven't even sweat in that at all yet. What makes it an M2 are these C bales right here. The typical M1 would have had a square bale.
Oh, it's interesting he calls them C bales. Yeah, I guess it is the same with a C, but most people call them D bales because they sort of look like a capital D. Okay, yeah. I'll go with C bales as well.
But the M2 has these C-shaped ones. And then the 502nd used these heart decals.
They did indeed.
Like the 506th, which used the spade. They did not use the tick marks.
That's an interesting picture. I was just going to point out something on his helmet. If you look on, actually, you can see can you see my mouse? You can see my mouse. These lines here on the leather band, they're always missing from most reenactors' liner chin straps. I think at the front do them. Jay Murray probably does correct ones, and Kevin at M1 Helmet Restorations in the UK, they will sell the correct ones. I know it's only a minor detail, but they do stand out a lot being right at the front of your head. So it's always worth swapping those over. They're not that expensive to swap over, and it is just it's a nice upgrade for something that everybody will see.
On around the heart shape,
There you go.
506 did.
You can sort of see on his that it's just a flat, cheap band. Again, it's an easy upgrade. No, let's get the mouse out of the way. Go away, mouse.
Used that on D-Day, but the 502nd used the heart and then added the tick mark later on.
The scrim isn't bad. It's not that tan, natural Hessian crap or that bottle green awful shit that we see too much of, just because it's sold by all the main retailers, really. Obviously, somebody got some from somewhere that was good, or they made their own. Easy.
Kind of an interesting fact. Right here, we've got the musette bag with suspenders.
Good.
Attached to a pistol belt.
Good.
It's called a pistol belt, but it's just the webbing belt that didn't have any M1 Grand specific ammo pouches on them. Instead, they used these rigger-made pouches, which were made in about 3 different sizes. There was small, medium, and large. These are the mediums, which were the most common variant.
See, I don't really believe in this small, medium, and size bullshit. I know a lot of the retailers seem to have given it that sort of nomenclature. You look at all the pictures of all of the 101st, I'd say 99% of them are wearing that. They've got grenades in them, which you can clearly see by some of the pictures. In fact, you can see there, that is the shape of 2 grenades. And if you can zoom in on that picture, when it's online in a few places, you can clearly see even the fragmentation bulges of the grenades through the rigger pouch itself. There are other sizes, but they are so rare and seldom seen in any other pictures that they were probably made very, very specifically for very tailored items, roles. I would say all rigger pouches come in one size only, except for the ones that were used to make and house, carry very special items. There's no need to make ones for Thompson magazines, because you have a GP bag that was given to submachine gunners. You have Thompson mag bags that you can see in pictures of the 101st kitting up. So why would you suddenly go to making this other pouch? There was no pouch that existed like that one for anything. That just did not exist. Except obviously that one derives from the USAAF pouch that was for, oh shit, I can't remember what it was actually designed for. Yep, no idea. So that's where that design comes from. It's almost identical as well, but the Air Force One has some lettering. Oh, outside, inside, flap, I can't remember. On the back, no idea. So I would say that actually is one size of rigger pouch, that size. Everything else is an oddity, a rarity, and very, very unusual. But you can go and believe whatever you like. Go through 1,000 pictures of 101st guys, and you will see everybody has one type of pouch, one size of pouch. It's all made the same way. They're all pretty shit. The cruder they look by any new manufacturer, the closer they were to the originals.
First aid.
Yep.
Pouch
at the front.
My suspenders. I wear those on the left side because I'm right-handed and right eye dominant. So I shoulder the M1 on my right shoulder, so I don't...
Yeah, good point. You do see a lot of people putting grenades on one side and first aid packets on another, and then a wrist compass on it. And how the hell are you going to aim a gun with all this shit bulging off of you there?
On anything obstructing my right shoulder, so left side. It's got a M1 bayonet. This one's original. Everything on this setup is original except for the rigger pouches.
Yeah.
Those are really hard to find originals of, and because they weren't made all that frequently. So, canteen, and my canteen cup right here.
Yep, the essentials.
Also original. I've got my other first aid kit right here.
Oh, is that not sulfur tablets? What are they called? Wound tablets.
Carlisle bandage.
No.
And then my e-tool.
Yep.
Which can be used at either a 90-degree angle like this, or just straight, and it's got this locking ring on there. The musette bag was used to carry personal items or extra ammunition.
Everything.
It's anything.
Yeah.
Anything was carried in this. So it didn't really have a designated purpose.
Well, yeah, see, now, it's those sort of statements that are sort of right and wrong at the same time. There were designated items to be put in certain things. There are kit lists for Normandy which specify these items will go in this bag. These items will be worn. These items will be carried. And there are items which are specifically to be carried in your musette bag. And of course it was used for other shit too. So we'll take that statement with a bit of salt.
Just meant to carry a sweatshirt or whatever else, toiletries, personal items that the soldier might have wanted to bring. In a lot of original photos, when you see paratroopers wearing this, they'll have the E-tool on either the left side or the right side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same with the bayonet. Just because they're longer, more.
You can't give that as a reference. That's a reenacting photo. This picture crops up time and time again. Yeah, that's two reenactors. But yeah, he is right though. You have the bayonet and your E-tool almost on as close to the hips as you can get, so you can sit the fuck down. If it's behind you, you can't sit down. If it's in front of you, well, that's obviously problematic because your legs bend forwards when you walk, and then you'll just be stabbed in the legs continuously. But yeah, that's a no-no photo to use as a photographic reference point.
Or difficult to sit down if you had those items on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
So you see these bandage pouches really commonly being worn on the back, very back, and the canteen as well. Because if you were a slimmer guy, you'd run out of real estate on this pistol belt really fast.
Absolutely.
I got a 32-inch waist, and this stuff just barely fits on here.
Yeah.
These rigger pouches made it hard to get everything on the belt. The M1 Grand specific ammo belt that had the pouches for the M1 Grand ammo clips, they had these rings underneath the pouches so you could wear this stuff over here as well, which made it easier to set up. So you really had to stuff everything, you had to find places to put this stuff. Sometimes you see these rigger pouches being worn on the suspender straps because they just didn't have any more room on their belts. These rigger pouches are really commonly seen in the Normandy invasion for paratroopers, but they disappeared almost entirely by Market Garden and were replaced with the M1 Grand ammo belts.
Yeah.
So
the 501st took them into Normandy with them for some strange reason. Maybe a lack of pistol belts or lack of rigger pouches, or they just thought, you know what, why bother to go to the effort of making them? Let's just wear what we've got. It works. But yeah, after Normandy, when everybody was kitted out for Market Garden onwards, it's almost all the cartridge belts. Some guys are still seen with pistol belts and various things jammed on them, but for the bulk of the guys, they've gone back to the cartridge belts.
Operation Market Garden, you almost never see pictures of these being used anymore.
Yeah.
A big complaint that a lot of paratroopers had about these rigger pouches was that as soon as you opened it up to get a clip out, there was nothing to retain any of your ammunition in this pouch. It would just all fall out if you didn't rebutton the pouch. So they really kind of hated these.
Well, that to me sounds like regurgitated reenactor nonsense. It's a pocket and a flap. Of course you have to rebutton up. That's like saying if they left their musette bag undone, which is a lot more effort, everything would fall out when they were running. I've never heard that before. It's never mentioned in any documents. It's never mentioned in any real books. That sounds like regurgitated shit to me.
These rigger pouches are made by stand in the door, and he's added an elastic pouch up top to keep.
I mean, that, what the fuck is making something that looks exactly like what it should look like and then put an elastic band on the top of it? Really? Wow. I don't even know what to say about that.
Keep that from happening for
What
reenactors,
disappointing.
but this would not have been on originals. These little foam blocks that are included are just meant to be spacers, so you can lay them down in the bottom and it'll keep blank ammunition seated at the top like actual ammunition would have been, because obviously blank ammunition doesn't have the bullet, so they're quite a bit shorter. So this is really kind of set up for reenactors.
Don't like the colour. Definitely don't like the fucking elastic band. Like,
but anyway, guys,
surely with the flap over, the band is redundant. So just close. You wouldn't run around with a bloody undone flap anyway. Yeah, I really dislike those.
Thanks for watching. I hope you thought this was interesting. Cheers. Okay,
Oh, stop! It's a good introductory video. Sorry, talking with a mouthful of crisps. It's a good instructional video for somebody coming in who has no clue. Yeah. Some of the reference pictures, you know, they're modern and they're reenactors, so redundant. I do not like those rigger pouches, from the colour to the stupid elastic band on the top. HTCs are much better. They are made of that cheap, horrible, waxy sort of canvasy material that was used, and it's nowhere near that colour. That's horrible. That goldeny yellow colour. It reminds me of that few years when Soldier of Fortune did those. Well, did everything in like an almost orange colour webbing. That's the best way to describe it. And it always had their website address on it. Like, it was usually on the webbing. Because, you know, everybody wants 1944airborne.com or whatever their website address was back then. And luckily that stuff, you know, was done away with and they've improved massively. But it's, again, that strange colour. I mean, it's the thing. You look at that set of webbing and it's the one thing it doesn't match. It stands out way too much. Yeah, it's not a good colour at all. Anyway, it was a much better video than the last. Thank you, Sid. And it's a good thing he's doing 502 and not doing 506 like every other chump. Because there is way too many of those boys out there. Anyway, there we go. Nice, brief 18-minute video. Okay, let's crack on to the next in a second then. Cheers, Sid.